Karen Oliver had always believed in fate, but she never expected her life to change so dramatically one fateful day. She was an ordinary woman with a steady job as a graphic designer, content with her routine existence. Little did she know that a chance encounter with a guy from the courier service would set her on a path she never could have imagined. Brandon Jones, a hardworking young man from a poor family, had been delivering packages for the courier service for years. He took pride in his work, always striving to provide the best service possible. It was on a sunny afternoon when he arrived at Karen's doorstep with a package that their lives intersected for the first time. Karen opened the door to find Brandon standing there with a warm smile. She couldn't help but notice his rugged charm and genuine kindness. Brandon, on the other hand, was captivated by Karen's beauty and elegance. Their encounter was brief, but it left an indelible impression on both of them. Over the following weeks, Karen found herself eagerly awaiting each package delivery, secretly hoping to catch a glimpse of Brandon. And Brandon, despite his demanding schedule, looked forward to the moments he spent at Karen's doorstep, basking in her presence. One day, Karen received a call from Brandon, his voice laced with worry. He explained that he had been attacked by a group of hooligans while making a delivery in a desolate street corner. Karen's heart sank as she listened to his story, her concern for him growing with every word. Without a second thought, Karen rushed to the hospital where Brandon had been admitted. She couldn't bear the thought of him hurt and in pain. As she entered the room, her eyes welled up with tears. Brandon's face was bruised, his arm in a cast, but his spirit remained unbroken. Karen held Brandon's hand gently, her heart aching for his suffering. She silently vowed to be there for him, just as he had been there for her with every package delivery. She was determined to provide the care and support he needed during his recovery. As the sun set and the calendar pages flipped, Karen poured her heart and soul into Brandon's care. Each passing day was a testament to her unwavering devotion as she graced his hospital room with her presence. Alongside cherished literary companions, she wove a tapestry of heartfelt dialogues that transcended mere words. In the depths of those captivating gazes, Karen discovered an unexpected revelation. The tendrils of love had stealthily wrapped around her heart, transforming their connection into something profound and undeniable. As Brandon lay in the hospital bed, his mind clouded by the pain medication, he mustered all his strength to whisper Karen's name. The anesthesia-induced slumber had left his thoughts muddled, but his heart knew one thing for sure: he loved Karen more than anything in the world. Karen was sitting by Brandon's bedside when she heard him whisper her name. Her heart skipped a beat as she leaned in closer, eager to hear what he had to say. What she heard next left her speechless, a name that belonged to someone she never expected to be connected to Brandon. Margaret Sines, Karen's childhood friend and once her closest confidant, was the name that escaped Brandon's lips. The shock coursed through Karen's veins as memories of Margaret flooded her mind. Margaret was the epitome of wealth and privilege, the daughter of a renowned business tycoon. Karen couldn't fathom the connection between Brandon, the humble courier guy, and Margaret, the heiress to a vast fortune. Her mind raced with questions, and doubts crept into her heart. What secrets lay hidden in the depths of Brandon's past? Was their love just an illusion? Karen decided to confront Brandon about his whispered revelation. She couldn't ignore the nagging doubts that plagued her mind. With a mix of trepidation and determination, she approached him during one of her visits to the hospital. "Brandon," Karen began hesitantly, "I heard you say Margaret's name. How is she connected to all of this?" Her voice trembled with a blend of confusion and concern. Brandon sighed, his eyes filled with a hint of sadness. "Karen, Margaret is my sister," he confessed. "We were separated when we were young due to unforeseen circumstances. I've been searching for her for years." Karen's eyes widened with surprise, struggling to comprehend the truth that had been revealed. She had known nothing of Brandon's past, let alone his family situation. The revelation deepened their connection, intertwining their lives in a way she had never anticipated. Brandon continued, his voice filled with longing. "When I saw Margaret's picture for the first time, I couldn't believe the resemblance between her and you. It's uncanny, Karen. I knew I had to find you and tell you the truth." Karen's heart fluttered as she listened to Brandon's words. The coincidences were too profound to ignore. The bond between them had gone beyond chance encounters. It seemed to be woven by a twist of fate that connected their lives in ways they could never have foreseen. Overwhelmed by a whirlwind of emotions, Karen took a moment to collect her thoughts. "Brandon," she said softly, "we may have stumbled upon something extraordinary. The universe has a way of bringing people together for a reason. Let's find Margaret and bring your family back together." Brandon looked at Karen, his eyes shimmering with gratitude and hope. "Thank you, Karen," he whispered, his voice filled with emotion. "Your willingness to help me find my sister means more to me than words can express." With renewed purpose, Karen and Brandon embarked on a quest to locate Margaret. They gathered every piece of information Brandon could recall from his childhood memories, determined to unveil the mystery that had separated their family. Their search led them to Larry Bubb, an elderly man who had once been acquainted with Brandon's parents. Larry, now living in a small town, remembered fragments of the past that had long been forgotten. He provided them with a crucial lead, a name, Roy Martinez. Roy Martinez, a former business associate of Brandon's father, resided in another city. Karen and Brandon wasted no time in tracking him down. They reached out to him, explaining their quest to reunite a family torn apart by circumstance. Roy hesitated at first, unsure of how much to reveal. But as he saw the determination in Karen and Brandon's eyes, he recognized their genuine intent. Reluctantly, he shared the truth that had remained buried for years. "Brandon, Margaret, and you, Karen, are siblings," Roy revealed, his voice filled with a mix of sorrow and remorse. "Your parents were victims of a tragic accident that occurred when you were very young. Margaret was taken away, and Brandon, you were lost in the system." Karen gasped, her hand instinctively covering her mouth as tears welled up in her eyes. The weight of the truth hit her with full force, and the magnitude of their shared history left her feeling both overwhelmed and strangely comforted. Brandon's shoulders slumped, the weight of years of longing and separation lifting ever. Together, Karen, Brandon, and Roy pieced together the fragments of their past, slowly unveiling the truth that had remained hidden for so long. The tragedy that had torn their family apart now became the catalyst for their reunion. With newfound determination, the trio set out to locate Margaret, following the leads that Roy had shared. They traveled from city to city, leaving no stone unturned in their quest to bring their family back together. Finally, their search led them to a small coastal town where Margaret had been living under a different name. Karen's heart raced as they stood outside the address they had been given, preparing to confront the truth that awaited them. With bated breath, Karen knocked on the door. The sound echoed through the silence, filling the air with anticipation. Moments later, the door swung open, revealing a woman with familiar eyes and a mixture of surprise and apprehension on her face. Margaret stared at the trio standing before her, her eyes widening with recognition. The resemblance between Karen and herself was undeniable, a mirror image that could not be ignored. The realization washed over her, and tears welled up in her eyes. "Karen, is it really you?" Margaret's voice trembled with emotion as she reached out to touch her sister's face, as if confirming that this reunion was indeed a reality. "I never thought I would see you again." Karen embraced Margaret, the years of separation melting away in that single moment. The pain and longing they had carried with them for so long were replaced by the warmth of family and the promise of a future together. As Karen introduced Brandon to Margaret, a sense of completeness settled over them. The missing pieces of their lives were finally falling into place. They were no longer strangers bound by fate. They were siblings united by blood and a shared journey. Over the following weeks, Karen, Margaret, and Brandon spent time reconnecting, sharing stories of their lives, and cherishing the newfound bond they had rediscovered. The wounds of the past began to heal, replaced by love, forgiveness, and the hope of a brighter future. Karen's relationship with Brandon evolved as well. Their connection, once forged through chance encounters, was now reinforced by the unbreakable bond of family. Love blossomed between them, grounded in a shared history and a profound understanding of one another. Meanwhile, Melissa Lai, a close friend of Karen's, had been observing the transformation in her life from the sidelines. She had always been a confidant, providing support and encouragement. However, as Karen's love story unfolded, Melissa couldn't help but feel a pang of longing for her own happiness. Melissa had always harbored a secret affection for Larry Bubb, the kind-hearted elderly man who had played a significant role in Karen and Brandon's journey. His wisdom, compassion, and gentle nature had captured her heart. Encouraged by the newfound love that surrounded her, Melissa decided to take a chance and confess her feelings to Larry. She knew that life was too short to live with regrets, and if there was even a sliver of hope for their love to blossom, she was determined to seize it. On a peaceful evening, Melissa found herself standing outside Larry's quaint cottage, her heart pounding with nervous anticipation. With a deep breath, she knocked on the door, ready to lay her emotions bare and take that leap of faith. Larry opened the door, his eyes widening in surprise at the sight of Melissa standing before him. He had always cherished Melissa, Larry said, his voice filled with genuine warmth. What a pleasant surprise. Please come in. As Melissa stepped into Larry's cozy cottage, she felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. She took a moment to gather her thoughts before finally finding the courage to speak from her heart. Larry, Melissa began, her voice tinged with vulnerability. I've admired you from afar for so long. Your kindness, wisdom, and the way you've touched the lives of others. It has all made me realize something. Larry looked at Melissa intently, his eyes reflecting a mixture of curiosity and anticipation. He was drawn to her strength and sincerity, wondering what she was about to reveal. I've fallen in love with you, Larry, Melissa confessed, her voice steady but her heart racing. Your presence in my life has brought me so much joy, and I can't imagine a future without you. A soft smile spread across Larry's face, his eyes glimmering with affection. Melissa, he said gently, your honesty and vulnerability touch my heart deeply. You've always held a special place in my life as well. Melissa's heart skipped a beat as Larry's words sank in. The possibility of their love blossoming brought a newfound sense of hope, filling the room with an air of possibility. As Karen, Brandon, Margaret, and the rest of their reunited family celebrated the joy of their newfound connections, Melissa and Larry embarked on their own journey of love and companionship. Their paths had finally intertwined, and together they would create a beautiful future. Over time, Karen, Margaret, and Brandon decided to channel their shared experiences and the healing they had found within their own family to help others in similar circumstances. They established a foundation aimed at reuniting families torn apart by tragedy and providing support to those in need. The foundation grew, attracting attention and support from individuals and organizations alike. Their mission resonated with countless others who had experienced the pain of separation, and the impact they made on people's lives was immeasurable. Karen, Margaret, Brandon, Melissa, and Larry became beacons of hope, sharing their story of resilience, love, and the power of familial bonds. Their journey inspired countless others to seek reconciliation and to cherish the connections that fate had brought into their lives. As the years passed, the bond between Karen, Margaret, Brandon, Melissa, and Larry deepened. They shared laughter, tears, and the milestones of life, creating memories that would last a lifetime. Karen and Brandon's love story continued to flourish, their relationship built on a foundation of trust, understanding, and the shared experience of their extraordinary journey. They faced life's challenges together, their love serving as a source of strength and support. Margaret, after years of living a life of privilege, found solace and fulfillment in reconnecting with her roots. She discovered a sense of purpose in using her resources and influence to make a positive impact on the lives of others. Melissa and Larry, bound by their love and shared passions, embarked on a life of adventure and continued to foster love and connection within their community. Their love story became a testament to the power of embracing vulnerability and taking chances. As their paths intertwined and their lives merged, Karen, Margaret, Brandon, Melissa, and Larry became a chosen family, a support system that embraced them unconditionally, providing love and encouragement through every twist and turn. The years flew by, filled with laughter, tears, and countless cherished moments. Karen, Margaret, Brandon, Melissa, and Larry found comfort and strength in one another, their bond unbreakable. The foundation they had established continued to flourish, bringing hope and reuniting families torn apart by circumstances. Their dedication and unwavering commitment touched the lives of countless individuals, leaving a lasting legacy of love and reconciliation. Karen and Brandon, now married, celebrated the arrival of their first child, a beautiful symbol of their love and the new generation born from the journey that had brought them together. Margaret, finding joy in her role as an aunt, showered her niece with love and affection, relishing in the family she had finally found. Melissa and Larry, living a life filled with adventure and shared passions, continued to be each other's rock. Their love grew deeper with each passing year, inspiring those around them to embrace love and seize opportunities for happiness. The foundation's impact continued to grow, expanding its reach and transforming the lives of countless families. Through their work, Karen, Margaret, Brandon, Melissa, and Larry were reminded of the importance of second chances, forgiveness, and the strength that comes from embracing the bonds of family. As they reflected on their journey, the group realized that the incident on that fateful day, the attack that had brought them all together, had been a turning point, altering the course of their lives in ways they could never have imagined. They knew that life was a delicate tapestry, woven with threads of chance, fate, and the choices we make. Their story served as a reminder that even in the face of adversity, love, resilience, and the power of human connection could prevail. Years later, as they gathered for a family reunion, surrounded by loved ones and the laughter of children, they looked back on their extraordinary journey with gratitude and a sense of awe. They knew that their lives had been forever changed, not only by the hardships they had faced, but by the strength they had discovered within themselves and the love that had bound them together. In that moment of reflection, they embraced the joy and beauty of their shared story, a story of hope, redemption, and the incredible power of family. As the sun set on that day, casting a warm glow over their gathering, Karen, Margaret, Brandon, Melissa, and Larry raised their glasses in a toast. To family, Karen said, her voice filled with emotion. To the power of love, Margaret added, her eyes shining. To second chances, Brandon chimed in, his smile radiant. To embracing vulnerability and taking leaps of faith, Melissa continued, her heart overflowing. And to the remarkable journey that brought us all together, Larry concluded, his voice filled with gratitude. As their glasses clinked, the sound reverberated through the air, carrying their collective love, resilience, and hope into the world. Their story would forever be etched in their hearts, serving as a beacon of inspiration for others who found themselves facing seemingly insurmountable obstacles. The tale of Karen, Margaret, Brandon, Melissa, and Larry would live on as a reminder that amidst the challenges of life, there was always a glimmer of hope, a chance for healing, redemption, and the discovery of profound love. And as their laughter filled the air and they embraced one another, they knew that their journey was far from over. Together, they would continue to write the chapters of their lives. The years rolled on, and with each passing season, Karen, Margaret, Brandon, Melissa, and Larry continued to make a difference in the lives of others. Their foundation grew in size and impact, providing support, resources, and a sense of belonging to those who had experienced separation and loss. Their story caught the attention of media outlets and inspired countless articles, interviews, and even a documentary. The world became captivated by the tale of their remarkable journey, and they became symbols of resilience and the power of love. But amidst the public attention, they remained grounded in their shared values and the genuine desire to make a positive impact. They saw the fame as an opportunity to reach more people and extend their support to those who needed it most. Their dedication did not go unnoticed, and they received numerous accolades and awards for their philanthropic efforts. However, their greatest reward was seeing the smiles on the faces of the families they had helped reunite and witnessing the healing that took place. As their foundation grew, so did their network of supporters and volunteers. People from all walks of life rallied behind their cause, donating time, resources, and funds to further their mission. With the increased support, they were able to expand their programs, offering counseling services, educational scholarships, and practical assistance to families in need. Their reach extended beyond borders, crossing continents to touch lives around the globe. Karen, Margaret, Brandon, Melissa, and Larry remained at the heart of it all, guiding the foundation with unwavering passion and a deep sense of purpose. Their personal experiences fueled their commitment to making a difference, and their love for one another provided a strong foundation for their shared endeavors. Even as their lives became busy with the demands of their philanthropic work, they made a conscious effort to carve out moments for themselves and their relationships. They understood the importance of self-care and nurturing the connections that had brought them together. Karen and Brandon continued to cherish their love, celebrating anniversaries, milestones, and the everyday joys of life. Their bond remained unbreakable, an anchor of love and support amidst the whirlwind of their shared mission. Margaret, now a beacon of strength and resilience, found solace in using her platform to raise awareness about social issues and advocate for change. She became a voice for the voiceless, channeling her privilege into making a positive impact on society. Melissa and Larry, deeply in love and still embracing their adventurous spirits, embarked on journeys around the world. They reveled in exploring new cultures, connecting with people from diverse backgrounds, and spreading their message of love and hope. Their lives continued to intertwine, and as they navigated the challenges and triumphs that came their way, they always found solace and inspiration in one another's presence. They were a constant source of support, encouragement, and understanding. As the years passed, the legacy of Karen, Margaret, Brandon, Melissa, and Larry grew stronger. Their story became a staple in schools, inspiring young minds to embrace compassion, resilience, and the power of unity. The Foundation's impact on reuniting families and providing support reverberated through generations, leaving an indelible mark on the fabric of society. The ripple effect of their love and dedication reached far beyond what they could have ever imagined. In their twilight years, as they looked back on their lives and the incredible journey they had taken together, they found peace and fulfillment. They knew that their purpose had been fulfilled, leaving a lasting legacy of love. The passage of time brought inevitable changes, but the bonds between Karen, Margaret, Brandon, Melissa, and Larry remained unbreakable. Their love for one another endured, even as they faced the challenges of aging. They continued to support one another, finding comfort in shared memories and the wisdom they had gained throughout their lives. Each passing day was a reminder of the preciousness of their time together. Their story became a cherished family legend, passed down through the generations. Karen and Brandon's children and grandchildren grew up hearing tales of resilience, love, and the extraordinary journey that had shaped their lives. As they neared the end of their lives, Karen, Margaret, Brandon, Melissa, and Larry found solace in knowing that their legacy would live on. The foundation they had built would continue to change lives, carrying forward the torch of hope and reconciliation. In the final moments of their lives, surrounded by loved ones and bathed in the warmth of memories, Karen, Margaret, Brandon, Melissa, and Larry embraced one another, their spirits intertwining as they embarked on their next great adventure, together forever.
If you like this story, then subscribe to my channel and like this video.